Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping into yesterday's Major League Baseball action. Some really interesting games.
Yeah, definitely some highlights worth talking about.
We've got a report summarizing it all, and we're going to pull out the key moments, the stuff that really tells the story behind the scores.
Exactly. Our goal here isn't just listing winners and losers.
No, we want to get into the why, the big plays, the standout performances, what actually made these games tick so you feel totally up to speed.
Right. So you get that deeper feel for the game, like you were right there.
Okay, let's kick things off with a nail-biter. San Diego Padres visiting the Houston Astros. Final score, 3-2.
Oh, yeah, very close. That score tells you it was tense.
And really, the story here seems to circle around one guy, Fernando Tatis Jr.
He had the big hit, didn't he?
He did a solo home run in the 7th inning, broke the tie.
That was the game winner right there.
But here's the kicker, and this is pretty amazing. He scored all 3 of the Padres' runs.
Wow, all 3. Okay.
Yeah. What does that signal to you about the Padres' offense in this game?
Well, it definitely shows how crucial he was. I mean, one player providing all the scoring. It makes you wonder, right? Is that sustainable?
Exactly. Or maybe the Astros pitching just couldn't figure him out specifically.
Could be. The Astros did fight back earlier, though. They tied it up in the 5th.
They did, yeah. Mauricio Dubon got an RBI single, and Yordan Alvarez hit a sacrifice fly. So, they showed some life.
Definitely. They answered back, but just couldn't push that extra run across later.
So, besides Tatis Jr. just dominating, what else caught your eye? Pitching, maybe?
Yeah, the Padres pitching.
Mm-hmm.
Dylan Cease started. He gave them a solid outing. Let's see. 6 hits, 2 runs, 6 strikeouts.
Over 5 innings, right?
Over 5, yeah. Not quite a quality start by the strict definition, but effective enough, and then the bullpen was key.
Absolutely. Alec Jacob came in, did his job.
Bridge the gap.
And then Robert Suarez, he locked it down for a second save.
Yeah, second save. So, you see, even with Tatis Jr. going off, you still needed that pitching and defense to hold that slim lead.
Totally. It takes the whole team. Okay, let's pivot. Colorado Rockies taking on the Washington Nationals. Rockies won this one 3-1.
Right. And this game had a different kind of buzz. Rookie power was on display.
Ah, okay. Tell me more.
Well, you had Zach Veen and Braxton Fulford hitting their very first Major League home runs.
Oh, that's fantastic. Always great to see.
It really is. And these weren't cheap shots either.
Neat.
Veen's traveled 412 feet.
Nice.
And Fulford absolutely crushed his 433 feet.
Wow. 433, that's serious power.
Right.
Especially for a first homer.
Exactly. You see that kind of pop from rookies,
Mm.
and it gets you thinking about their potential, big confidence booster for them too.
For sure. But sounds like it wasn't all smooth sailing, especially for the Nationals.
No, they seem to struggle a bit defensively. The report mentions some costly errors.
Like what?
Specifically, Fulford, despite the homer, apparently had a couple of throwing errors that helped the Rockies score.
Ouch. That's tough. A real high and low for him in the same game.
Yeah, definitely. A reminder of how tough the game can be. It's a sharp contrast, isn't it?
Mm.
The Rockies celebrating these huge homers while the Nats are dealing with those miscues.
It really is. And the Rockies had their own hurdle too, right? With their starter.
Yeah, Kyle Freeland. He had to leave the game early.
What was the issue?
A blister. Just one of those annoying things that can derail a pitcher's outing.
Right. So how did they manage after he left?
Well, this is where the bullpen really earned its keep. They stepped up, held the Nationals down, and secured the win.
Shows good depth. That resilience is important over a long season.
Absolutely. Okay, on to Game 3. Sounds like another exciting one.
Yeah, Boston Red Sox versus the Chicago White Sox. Red Sox won 4-2, but the score doesn't tell the whole story, it seems.
Not at all. This one was definitely a back-and-forth affair, lots of momentum shifts.
How did it start off?
Boston jumped out early. Rafael Devers hit a 3-run homer right in the first inning.
Wow, okay. So immediate impact. Puts the pressure on the White Sox right away.
Exactly. A nice cushion to start the game.
But the White Sox pitcher, Crochet, he still had a good game, didn't he? Even though they lost.
He really did. Garrett Crochet was dealing. Struck out 7 batters over 6 innings.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it shows you can have individual bright spots even in the loss. He definitely kept them in the game for a while there.
For sure. And the White Sox did make a game of it later on, right?
Yeah.
They rallied.
Yeah. 7th inning, they put together a 3-run rally to tie it up.
What was the big hit there?
Luis Robert Jr. hit a 2-run homer. That was the key blow that knotted the score. Suddenly it's a whole new ball game.
Man, you love to see that kind of fight. Sets up a dramatic finish.
And dramatic it was. It went into extra innings, 10th inning.
Yeah.
Bases loaded for the Red Sox. Tristan Casas comes up,
Okay.
and he hits a walk-off single. Off the green monster, no less.
Oh, fantastic. A walk-off off the monster. You can't script it much better than that at Fenway.
Pretty much the perfect ending for the home crowd, and importantly, it extended Boston's winning streak.
That's huge. What kind of effect does a win like that have on a team? That momentum.
Oh, it's massive. A walk-off, especially extending a streak, it just injects so much energy and belief into the clubhouse.
Yeah, reinforces that they can win the tight ones.
Exactly. It can really build momentum moving forward. It's the kind of win that gets a team buzzing.
So looking back then, we had Tatis Jr. basically being the offense for San Diego.
Incredible solo effort.
Then the Rockies showing off that exciting young power.
Yeah, those first career homers were something else.
And wrapping up with that classic Fenway walk-off drama for the Red Sox.
Yep. A day that really had a bit of everything, didn't it?
Yeah.
Individual heroics, rookie breakthroughs, late game tension.
Definitely a compelling slate of games. It really showcases the different ways baseball can grab you.
Absolutely. All those elements make the sport so engaging day in and day out.
So for everyone listening, maybe think about which of these moments, stood out most to you. Was it Tatis Jr.'s dominance?
Or maybe those booming rookie homers.
Or that electric walk-off finish in Boston? Why did that particular story grab you?
It's interesting, right, and it leads to a bigger question, I think. When you see these tight games decided by maybe one big swing or one great relief appearance,
Yeah.
what do you think is ultimately the most critical piece for winning those close ones in the MLB? Is it the superstar hitter?
Or maybe that shutdown bullpen, clutch defense.
Or something else entirely? It's tough to say, isn't it?
It really is. And maybe how much does that feeling, that emotional high from a walk-off win like Boston had, how much does that actually carry over? Does it really fuel them for the next game, the next week, in the grind of a long season?
Good question. Something definitely worth pondering as we watch this season continue to unfold.